What is happening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Mazda Protege build. Now, this is our timing video, so we're going to be doing a new timing belt kit on here, including our water pump. I also got a couple other small things we're going to be doing, but couldn't have come a second sooner. As I was pulling into the shop, if you see that little puddle down there, our water pump let go on us right when we were pulling in. So, I mean, the timing is perfect. We're going to go ahead and get this thing in the air and start getting cranking on this timing belt. Now, pretty easy. We're going to start by pulling off our coil packs and our spark plug wires, get this harness kind of out of the way. We're going to pull this valve cover off, then we're going to pull these timing covers off. But let me show you guys what we are going to be installing today. So, brand new timing covers from Rock Auto. Went ahead and also picked up a oil fill cap. We have our blue evergreen belt right here. Also went ahead and got our water pump gasket, cam and crank seals, idler and tensioner. I got another miscellaneous assortment of gaskets from Mall. This is going to have things like oil pickup tube, crush washer for your oil drain plug, also crank seal and some other O-rings. We also have our water wetter right here. We're gonna throw some Fram in it for now until we do some other work to this engine. I'm not really too worried about the coolant going in. That's why we have that additive. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and slap on these motor mounts while we're in here. Should be fairly quick, but make sure too that your timing belt kit, if it does not come with a spring, that you order one. Mine did not, so I had to order one separately, but let's get this thing in the air and start getting some of these parts off. All right, so with the valve cover off, you can see our timing belt here, and this thing is haggard. So definitely needed to be replaced. Also went ahead and removed our drive belts, so with the one for the alternator and the other one for the power steering and AC. Come over here to the passenger side and took off the wheel, and you can see that that water pump is just dumping on us now. So one of the next steps we're going to do is pull off this crank pulley. And then we're going to get this timing cover off, and we're going to need to support the engine. So I'm going to put a jack under here with a foam block, and we're going to go ahead and pull this motor mount off so this way we can pull this timing cover out. All right, guys, so with the timing cover off, we can go ahead and take a look in here, and it is not great. So cam seals seeping just a little bit. See a little bit of fluid right there, a little bit of oil right there. Not a big deal because we have those. Water pump definitely needs to be replaced. But the other day was like the first hot day, so I was like, I'm gonna try the air conditioning. Well, come down here, you can see looks like we're missing a little something on our AC compressor, so that'd be why it didn't work. And then if we take a look right here, we can just see that is just leaking still some. We'll get that swapped out. And then if we come over here to the timing covers, you can see where we have definitely had some issues with this rubbing right here. I mean, it's rubbed clean through this one, a little bit here with this one, and this is what they're supposed to look like. So definitely glad we're in here getting some of this stuff done. Make a huge difference. This is probably swollen from oil, things like that. Contaminants kind of making the plastic soft and malleable. I also did notice that a bunch of the clips were broken on the side. We're missing this one here. So the timing belt cover was just kind of in there and wedged and stuff. So I'm glad we're going ahead to switch that out. So now that we got that done, also let's come over here to the passenger motor mount. So I'd say this one was definitely not good. This is what it's supposed to look like. So glad we're going to be replacing this, and I'm sure the other ones aren't that great either. So now that we got this all buttoned up and everything is kind of taken off, what we're going to do is we're going to put our timing marks and get this thing kind of lined up, and then we're going to go ahead and pull our timing belt off, and then we're going to go ahead and pull these cam gears off, and then get these cam caps off back here and go ahead and swap out those gaskets. And then I'm also going to go ahead and just clean up in here a little bit and get ready to do that crank seal down there as well. So I will catch you guys when this is all cleaned up and we have these cam gears off. All right, guys, with those cam gears out of the way, you can see that our seals are pretty accessible. We are going to go ahead and pop off these caps here, get those seals swapped out, and I did kind of clean it up a little bit. Our water pump is definitely just still leaking down, so came in here, took the cam gears off, both of the pulleys, the tensioner and the idler pulley, and down here you can see our water pump. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be getting down here, unbolting this water pump and getting it swapped out with our new one, which we have right over here. Got a brand new water pump. This is just an OE pump from GMB. Comes with a gasket and the standoffs down at the bottom timing cover, and did also include these seals here. So I'm going to go ahead and this whole kit is from GMB, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and start to get some stuff ready to be installed. But down here too, you guys want to take a look. So this is our old idler oil from our cam seals leaking into that. And then this is our old spring. I'd say that spring has sprung, and definitely going to be nice to have this one in here. It was only a matter of time. That old timing belt is over here, and this thing, you guys know it's cracked. There's also a good section here that's frayed, so definitely some stuff that we're gonna have to take care of. Plus, it was contaminated with oil, so cracking on this side, and then on the inside here, not too much better. Not bad, but definitely could have been a problem down the road. So now that we got all this stuff off over here, I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, we're gonna pop that water pump off real quick. We're gonna get that thing swapped out. So I'll catch you guys when the new water pump is in. And I went ahead and got the old cam seals out. Now you don't have to take your caps off. You can actually put a pick in there and pop them out. So I just went ahead and lubricated the new seals and pressed them in there. Went ahead and got that water pump out as well and got the area cleaned up. Still have some gasket to clean up on there, but we will make sure it's nice and tidy before we put the new water pump in. Here's a shot of our old one. Now there was no excessive play, but it did leak a lot out of the shaft, so there's our new one there. Don't forget to transfer over those rubber pieces that you saw. Also helps if you move this power steering pump out of the way a little bit. It's just 2 extra bolts and you should be all set. It gives you a lot more room. Went ahead and labeled our intake and exhaust cams also before we remove them. So now we're going to go ahead and get these parts ready to get put back on, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip. Alrighty, so with the new water pump installed and torqued down, we're going to go ahead and get ready to install a couple other things. We're going to start with our pulleys. So we're going to do our tensioner over here and our idler over here. Then we're going to put our cam gears back on, make sure that they're all lined up and ready for the timing. Then we're going to come down here and set this to 11 o'clock, our crank. And then we'll get our belt routed on here, and then we'll go ahead and hopefully get the rest of the timing set up, and we should be good to go. So stay tuned for that. I'll catch you guys when the new timing belt's back on. All right, so with the camshaft gears back in and the idler put on, all torqued down, I'm gonna leave the tensioner off for now until we get the belts routed. But essentially what we need to do now is come in here and we need to line these up. And then once these are lined up, we're going to go ahead and route our timing belt here. We're going to run down along here, down there to the 11 o'clock, and then back up and around. And then we're going to go ahead and install our tensioner. Alright, so with the timing belt back on and everything in time, we got the timing covers on. I also went ahead and put the water pump pulley back on the water pump and got our power steering bolted back up. So now that that's all done, I'm going to go ahead and put this new motor mount on the side here. We're going to run our drive belts, get them installed and tensioned properly. We'll throw the valve cover gasket and valve cover back on. Then we're going to go ahead and put our coils and our spark plugs back in, drop our harness back down, and land our positive terminal of our battery, and fire this thing up and make sure everything is good. We're also going to go ahead and top off our coolant, and then we're going to move on to those other mounts. And with the valve cover back on, the coil packs and the spark plug wires, went ahead and got that brand new motor mount installed. Also went ahead and installed the power steering pump again, filled the system up with coolant, and we did run the vehicle for a little bit because I do have the accessory belt on for the alternator. So went ahead and ran that, and everything seems like it's working great. Water pump is holding, I got no leaks. It's normal for the water pump to weep a little bit when it first starts up, but this one we got lucky and that did not happen. So now we're going to head over here and get ready to do the rest of the motor mounts. A couple things we're going to have to take off, like the battery and battery tray, but we're going to go ahead and get these mounts installed, and I'll catch you guys here in just a minute. Oh yeah, also you don't want it to look like this. That's not a good motor mount. Got it running and it sounds good. Now it is a little bit loud. That's because I've got those electric cooling fans running right now. So and also the defrost is on, so you're getting all the blowers are going right now. But overall it sounds pretty good. Now we do have a small lifter tick, I've noticed, or just a little bit of noise when you rev it. You'll hear it here in just a second. Not sure if that's normal or not, but I'm sure that this engine's a little tired, but it's no problem for now. Alrighty, so now that we got the coolant all warmed up and the system's purged, we're gonna go ahead and start with these other motor mounts. So I got this one right here. Yikes. So it should be easy, should be these two right here, and the through bolt right there. You're gonna wanna go ahead and support your engine probably, and then we have this mount up here we're gonna do. And then I know we have one more mount back here. So we have this mount back here. This one's going to be the hardest one to get to. So should be all good. Everything's looking good under here. All this stuff looks great. Still can't believe that I'm going to have to get a new one of those for sure. So let's get rolling. Alright guys, so this is exactly why. We have our old motor mount right here, and this thing is trash. I mean, that's supposed to be in there. Let's see, we got this one right here. Nice and new. Now you can fill these with poly inside these little slots here and on the back side, but we're not going to do that. What we are going to do is come over here, move that out of the way. We're going to come up in here. We're going to take this. We're just going to drop it down in there like that. Now you want this flap on this side. You're going to have a bolt here, and a bolt that runs through there. Alrighty, and the hardware's in, so there and there. Then the back side is actually just captive, so can't go wrong, but new mount in. So the next one we're going to do is this one up here, and then we're going to come around here. We're going to do this one here in the back. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's tucked up there, and it's probably going to be pretty difficult to get to. So not 100% sure if we're going to do that one today. Alright guys, so with the air box and everything off over here, you see this is the mount. Now you're going to have these ones here, a through bolt, transfer over this bracket here, and you're also going to have one more thing you have to transfer from the old mount. That's going to be this piece right here. So you're going to swap that over to your new mount over here, and you're going to have to take the battery and battery tray out because you have to get to this bolt, which is actually on the bottom of the battery tray. So I'll catch you guys when it's all put back together. Alright guys, we are all done with this timing kit on the Mazda Protege5. Super excited with how this turned out. Pretty easy, and we were able to do the mounts. So we did our mounts, we did our timing belt, a tensioner, idler, also did a water pump with a water pump gasket, topped off the coolant with some water wetter and some Fram coolant. But just being able to get in here and do this major service was absolutely game-changing for this thing. It's going to keep it on the road for a long time. Now that we have all the maintenance out of the way, now it's time to have a little bit of fun. The next videos, I got some ideas coming up. I think we're going to do something with these headlights here because these things are rough. They're going to need a little bit of love. I also have some brand new bulbs all the way around for this thing. I'm also thinking intake and exhaust because I would like to hear a little bit more of this thing. I also want to go ahead and upgrade the brakes like I was talking about. And while we're in there, I think we're going to do something with this clutch master cylinder and this brake master cylinder. I think we're also going to grab a new booster. So I appreciate everybody sticking around and watching the videos. I hope you guys are enjoying this build progress so far. And until the next one, I hope to catch you guys in all the videos. Peace out.